Lifestyle Strategy Team. How can I help you? All right, there you have it. It's time for Lifestyle Strategy Team, and my senior manager, Olivia Ih, joins us in the studio. Olivia, hello to you.
Hello.
You were like, already? We see each other. It's been a week. It's been a week.
It's just time flies. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy.
I thought only I was feeling that.
I felt it was like yesterday I was in the studio and we're talking about wine.
I thought it was just yesterday when we're just like, your kids were flying all over the place outside and stuff like that.
They're not here with me today. Yes.
Olivia, we got a message. We have your number one fan.
Ooh.
Paulina,
yes.
who's over in London. I had a chance to meet her when I went to London.
Oh, okay.
Sweet, sweetheart. Hello, SJ. My question for the beautiful Olivia.
Thank you, Paulina.
Is how difficult would it be for a person over 50 to live in Korea, and what kind of work could she or he do? I think she's referring to herself.
Oh, wow. It's a very precise question. Do I have to answer now, specifically
No.
on the show? Or like, but I'll keep it in mind.
Keep it in mind.
Yes. I mean, there's many things you can do. I mean, so opportunities. I call Korea a land of opportunity because this is where all my dreams,
America used to be the land of opportunity, but not anymore.
Not anymore. It's land of everybody's leaving now, right?
Yeah, so that's that, right? Anyways, we'll think about it, right? That's a tough question.
It's a tough question. I mean, it's linked with money, and today we're going to talk about money.
And she's an accountant.
She is.
Yeah, she's an accountant.
Oh, that's great. So she's going to give us some tips at the end on how to do the budgeting.
Yeah.
And everything.
So I was hinting it to everybody. It's a topic that everyone has something to say.
It's an important topic.
It'll make you happy, sad, everything in between.
Yes.
It's money.
Yeah. I put my bling bling necklace today. See? Yeah.
You know, that's my dream of mine. That's my bucket list to one day have a thick gold chain.
Just like the rappers.
Yes, like Toki.
I can buy you one.
You can?
Like not a gold
real?
like 14K. I could go, like to Dongdaemun or Nandaemun and get you a very nice heavy one.
It's gotta be 24K, like the real rap stars. But gold is so expensive these days.
It is.
Olivia, yes. I know this is a cliche of a question, but how important do you think money is in life?
I mean, we can't deny the importance of money, definitely. But as you know, it can't buy us everything, and some of the most essential things in life, such as like true love, friendship, even respect, and all these things money doesn't buy it. So it's kind of fair, money is kind of fair. Either you have money, you don't have the time, you have money, but you don't have the health. It's a complicated relationship, actually.
Yeah, and then especially in like Korean society, I think money, it can do a lot of things. I feel like even, maybe we'll talk about this later on, when it even comes like to marriage.
Yes.
Money is a big issue.
We talked about marriage last time, right?
Yeah, money is a big issue in that if, let's say, like one family has more money than the other family, then it becomes a problem.
Yes, exactly.
And things like that.
And even within the couple, I know there are couples who are actually they're fighting, not really fighting, but it's like they're in competition, among each other. If you're earning more, then you should pay more rent, or I'm earning less. Those kind of who pays for the kids' tuition and everything. So that could be a matter of conflict too. Was
there a time or something in your life where all of a sudden you're starting thinking like really serious about money?
I think it's now, actually. It's sad to say, but I think it's really now. I mean, 3 kids, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think before that too, when I was around 16 years old, so I was living on my own with my brother in Paris, studying and, doing some private tutoring at the same time. And that's when I realized, what it is to become an adult, what it is to have your own budget
16?
And like having to, spend your own money to buy, food and things like that. That's when I was like, okay, this is life. I'm at the same time I'm studying, but this is what my life will be when I'll be earning like steadily, a salary and money. So I became very mature at a young age, and that kind of hit me. that kind of hit me quite hard. I was like, okay, now I know what's gonna happen next, so I better just get my things done properly, study well, and then move on.
Once you start thinking seriously about money is I think when you turn into an adult.
Yeah, you do. And that for me, that was when I was like 16, 17. So that was quite early in my teenage years. So I never had, like, what do you call, like, teenagers crisis or whatever. Because for me, it was just obvious that I needed to handle everything. And, whether it was just buying groceries or household chores, things like that, just very basic things I had to do. So okay, money is actually really important.
No, like I honestly, when I was like, a bachelor and I was making whatever money, I was just doing, this, right? Just let it fly. Every weekend, let us fly.
Okay.
Let's party, right? They didn't have the guns back then where you shoot out money and stuff like that. But then I got married. This is the craziest thing. When my wife was pregnant with my son, very happy. And then like 3 months before he was due, I started getting panic attacks.
Okay. Many guys,
Yeah.
it happens. Like, oh, now I need to earn money. I mean, it's time. The baby's out very soon.
And when you're a freelancer and
It's
like
even
money's not
more.
stable,
Yeah, of
it's like,
course.
I was like, oh my goodness, money. And I don't think I was like, like all I was thinking about how to make more money
More
and things
money,
like
right.
that. CT over in Aussie land says, I think more about money as I near retirement. That's another,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I think about that already. I mean, I'm only in my 40s, but I do think about retirement and like what I'm going to do, where I'm going to live, if it's going to be sustainable enough. Maybe Paulina, you're an accountant, you can help us with this.
More than important, I think, is the necessary, because without money, there's nothing you can do. Well, I mean, that's true, but sometimes there are some people who say, money can't buy happiness.
Right.
But
there are things that without money you can do, and that frees you off from many things. I mean, just having a cup of tea and enjoying, some, I don't know, whatever for you would be a sip of wine, or, really those kind of things
many sips of
are
wine.
free things you can do, and that bring you happiness and feel you're satisfied with your life. And some people have the money, but they're not able to enjoy those little moments. It's very important how you balance that.
Yeah, I mean, there's that story, right? A person who's worked all their life, made so much money, and unfortunately passed away without having to spend any of that stuff. I mean, you see that happening. But here's an interesting one. I don't mind spending money on this versus it's not worth the money. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
You think about this a lot?
Yeah, I think so. So in regards to my wellbeing, health, I don't... I just spend money.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's worth it. I know it's on my benefit. And I know that after that, for example, if I get a massage, I know that after the massage, I'm going to be able to be way more productive than if I had not had the massage. So I'd rather spend, like $50 on a massage and know that I'm going to be very effective later, rather than just being like, oh, I need to work. But you're in the mode, you're like, you're not feeling, really good mentally.
How about this? Like, money being spent on children, you don't mind?
It depends how it's spent. I mean, I
okay.
don't spend that much money on kids' clothing. I'd rather prefer to be, given from my other,
because they grow so fast.
They grow so fast, and you don't feel the need. You're like, oh my God, this is so expensive. But they just wear for one season, it's gone. So I really don't like the fact of just like having to buy clothes all the time. And it's a lot of, I don't have time, honestly, to even online. It takes a lot of time to shop things online. I don't shop even for myself online. So I really think, like, is it necessary? Is it the necessity? Or if it's just a desire or not? So I was very used to saving money rather than spending money since my 16 years old, 17 years old. I was like very budgeting and trying to know, okay, this is where I want to go. For example, in 2 months, I want to be traveling, so I need this much money. So I knew exactly. I planned everything in advance. And that really trained me even for now. I know, how we're going to spend next month's money. I do like I don't have a spreadsheet, but I kind of have it in my mind. I know how much income is going to come into my bank account, and then how much, there are expenses that are not what do you say, you cannot compress, right? I mean, these are like loans, food, all these things. You cannot compress those. It's a steady expenditure.
Man,
but I try to, try to do the income sheet and what goes out and try to balance. But it's not easy. It's really not easy.
You know how you said like you starting off 16 years old, that really helped you become who you are right now, and
did.
in preparing with like money wise and stuff like that. I realize I'm the
really
opposite
shaped
way.
me.
I'm just the opposite way. Struggle was real in the Lee family when I was young, right? We were struggling, not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so all the things that I was deprived of, I'm going after it right now. I'm going, man.
Right now, you think so?
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, you're doing it right now? Okay.
I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but like I'm making good money now, working 7 jobs.
Yeah.
So I'm going, let me buy things that I wasn't able to do.
So it's like the yo-yo effect when you're on a diet, right?
Yes.
So it's
and I'm getting my kids everything.
Okay.
I was deprived of this. My kids are not going to be deprived of this. I'm just going to be splurging on them. And
are you able to save a certain amount of money? Because I always have, like, just in case, I have this kind of emergency fund that I keep.
We have to
right?
have that.
Okay.
We have to
so
have that.
whether it's 1,000, 2,000, I always have that, and at least I know that even next month there's something going on. I still have that, that saving that is there. Right?
Rule number 1 for freelancers: you always have to prepare for the rainy day. Like you just never know what's going to happen.
Okay, good to know. So, I mean, you're doing good.
I should save more, but that's the big question. Like, how much of your income should you save? Right, Bahar over in Switzerland says, I save 50% of my income the moment I receive it.
That's a lot. Congratulations. That's really amazing if you can do that. Do you save it, or you just you invest it in somewhere else? Or, I mean, that's one important thing. If you just save it just in a random little account, doesn't really help you.
Like bonds. I mean, because like the stock market is kind of like shaky these days, and it gets a little scary. But that's good, 50%, especially when she's over in Switzerland right now.
I mean, that's probably about the amount I used to save when I was not married. Now, I mean, it's impossible. Like saving 50% is crazy.
With 3 kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's real. Adrian says, not your brother.
Oh.
Adrian says, been contemplating whether I should invest in stocks or even insurance policies here in my country, but right now I have nothing to invest. So
keep it safe. Yeah.
That's the thing, right?
Invest when it's a crisis.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Do you want to buy on the dip, right? Like right now could be the dip, or you don't know if it's going to go even further.
Or exactly.
Blazing Saddle says, save around for 2 months and living just in case. Quick tip, always have family on the end of the phone. Yeah, but that's the other thing. It's like you don't want to open your, just kind of say, hey, family, help out or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this question because my mom, for like the longest time, like still today, she would not spend on herself and much rather spend on her kids who are now one's almost 40.
Typically, she's still spending on you.
Well, I mean, I'm spending on her,
that's
right?
nice.
But then, like, in one of those, like, I don't have to eat, you eat kind of a thing.
Yeah. It's very Korean, like traditional way of, I mean, back in those days, right?
But how much do Korean moms usually spend, though?
Well, I think it really depends on the lifestyle. But what I feel is that in general, they sacrifice this for the kids more.
Yeah.
So they definitely spend less on themselves. I mean, for me, my priority is me. I mean, I feel it's a little bit selfish to say that, but you have to be a little bit selfish sometimes because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your family either. So either you gain, either you just lose. But for me, so I prioritize myself, and then the kids come after. So if I really want something, I do it first for myself, and then I manage, if I have to do it with the kids or for them, then that's the second priority for me.
Koreans and money. Okay. I mean, again, if you talk about money with Koreans, they'll go off talking about this for like
hours.
Right?
Yeah.
They'll talk about 주식,
it's really
stocks.
not taboo, I was very surprised how liberally they would say how much their yeonbong, so yeonbong, their annual income is,
salary and stuff.
And they would ask you, like it's kind of like.
See, that's the crazy thing, right? It's like you could. It's not okay to ask other stuff, but it's okay to ask how
about
much money.
financial and where you spend. I mean, where you invest your stocks and all these things. And they like to talk about money in general, but also how much they lose, how much they lost. Talking about trading.
Do you remember during like the pandemic when everybody was doing trading stocks?
Yeah, Bitcoin and all that.
Everybody was doing crypto. They would not shut up about this. Everybody was like an expert. Everybody was an analyst.
Absolutely. My husband was one of them. He suffered a lot after that.
Well, a lot of people suffered. That's the thing, right? But the thing is, everything like investment, that's a big thing.
Yeah, it is.
Because in Korea, if you look at the salary, the average pay salary, all right, and like if you're like working in a company and you're like a mid-level
just salary worker,
you'll probably be making around like 3 mil to 4 mil a month, right? 3,000 to 4,000 a month.
Right.
And considering the fact that right now housing is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There was this one thing that someone said. They said, finally, I worked years and years. I saved up 1억, $100,000, and it doesn't even get me 전세.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And so
crazy.
Because people have this idea that like no matter how hard that they work, they can't buy stuff that they need, and the number one thing that they want to buy is a house. That's why the investment thing comes out, right? They want to get that get rich quick kind of a thing.
Yeah. I mean, investment was good in terms of real estate back in the, I guess, 80s, 90s, up to the 2000s,
Even the 2000s,
right?
yeah,
Even the
yeah,
2000s, right? But I mean, based on if I were to advise my children, for example, if they're like around their 20, I would say just don't buy a house, just rent and then do your savings as you like. I mean, it's not worth buying a house. I mean, it depends. It really depends on your income.
Right now,
it really
though.
depends on your lifestyle. It really depends. I'd rather have them enjoying their lives, and just know how to pay a certain, either what do you call that? A monthly rent, rather than having to buy a house and be stuck with the loan, not even be able to sell it at a a decent price.
But see, that's the thing, right? Real estate is a speculation here in
absolutely,
Korea.
Absolutely, yeah. In Korea,
it's like where I'm from in the U.S., you buy a house and you live there for the rest of your life.
Yeah, same in France most of the time.
But here it's like, hey, I bought this house. Let's hope that it goes up
in 3 years, and then it meets some regulation, whatever, and then you can sell it back.
And then buy a bigger house, and then you try to flip that, and then that's why real estate never goes down right now. Because again, the idea that no matter how hard I work, I can't get rich off of this.
Yeah.
Real estate is the only way, and that's why there's been so many like government policies in trying to quell the real estate prices. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, and also the fact that only the prices go up in certain areas too. I mean, if you go to around the suburbs, it really doesn't go up that much. So that's also a very difficult investment for the youngsters.
Would you say here in Korea also, because there's so many talks about money, how much money you make, and then nowadays, actually, people are a little bit
So how much money do you make, SJ, with your 7 jobs? I'm very curious.
I don't know.
You don't know. You give everything to your wife. You're
very well, not all.
Okay.
Not all.
Like, okay, you keep a certain.
Well, it depends. I mean, again, there's certain works that
she probably doesn't know everything.
The stuff that we're gonna do soon. A little side thing we're gonna do. Maybe she's not gonna know how much total amount I'm gonna get paid.
Well, but she see you enjoying wine and buying some nice stuff. I guess you don't. You do spend. Quite
see,
a
the
lot
thing
on
is
that.
though, if I start spending and she gets a little bit like fishy, she's going, where is that? That's when you have to present her with her present. Be like, ta-da! And she forgets everything.
Oh, wow.
That's how it is.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
That's
the right way to do it, yeah.
Speaking of which, I want to ask you this though. When you and your husband, before you guys got married, did you guys talk about how to do the finances? Like who's going to take care of the finances?
I knew I was going to do it because
you were good. Yeah, you're so good with it.
I knew I was going to do it, and I always enjoy counting numbers. I think because I saved more than I spend, so I knew I like having those numbers, and I was used to managing. Although now it's more like money comes in, it stays in it's a one line on the bank account, it stays there for one day and it goes out immediately. It just comes. It's just like a layover, and then it just goes out. But yeah, I'm pretty good with numbers, so I'm the one who's who's almost budgeting and doing those things. And I give money to my husband so he does the grocery shopping and all that. I don't do the internet stuff. I keep the money safe so it doesn't go somewhere weird. And then I do.
Our producer was like, normally is it the wife that does the money stuff or the husband? But it's case by case because
I think so. It's case by case. I think in Korea, many men give at least one part of their salary or even the entire amount to their wife, and they're used to managing that.
There's 생활비, right? Which is like all the money for the food. Like if you have loans, you have to get that out. And so, I mean, this was something that I talked about with my wife. I said, look, I'm terrible with money.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm bad. Let it rain. That was me in my 20s, I had very little saved up when I was in my 20s.
At least you were honest. It's good. And she's building the...
And you know what the thing was? I don't think she was that good with money too.
But she just became...
But she had to be. Right? When the responsibility came to her, she's like, all right, I got to do this. And that's why, I give all the... try to give all the money to her and things like that. And I'm pretty sure it's the same way because of the two, you're the better person.
Yeah. I mean, I did... there are some struggles and some mistake that I did. I tried to give some money and then I said, okay, you manage this. But I realized it was totally wrong. From that point, I was like, okay, I'm doing it. So
I mean, there are guys that are good. I mean, I have a friend who does all the finances because I mean, he said he's much better than his wife with it, and he gives his wife a little allowance and some money for the groceries and like the perfect amount so that she's not going to spend it on other things.
On other things, yeah.
Which I mean,
me right now, the stress is I'm not really trying to reduce or reduce my expenditure or the spendings because it keeps on increasing exponentially with the kids. I just try to diversify my source of revenues. That's the only way you can maintain a certain lifestyle, and you don't need to cut off with traveling. You don't need to do all these like sacrifices. So what is hard is always to keep a certain level, a decent lifestyle, but not reducing, your what you spend. Rather, you increase the number of the money that you earn.
You know how every family here in Korea, they like to at least once a year, twice a year, splurge on stuff, right? But then that can be always different. Like some families like to travel. I think you guys like to travel?
I love to travel, yeah.
So they put aside money for traveling later on.
Yeah.
But in Korea, you look at this, traveling is big, but they're also splurging on luxury goods.
Yeah, a lot. I was so shocked. When I came to Korea.
The craziest thing that I heard was Fabian. You know Fabian?
Yeah.
Fabian Yoon.
Yoon, yeah.
He's from France. Yeah. He goes, nobody in France, no young people in France are LVs.
Yeah,
it's like grandmas.
Yeah, exactly.
LVs.
In Paris in the 16, 15 arrondissement, you just see the grandma with the little dog, and then No, I mean it's much more popular with SNS and all these creators who are earning way more money than before. But I was truly shocked when I came to Korea and I was taking the subway. I saw those young ladies, having those Chanel and LVs and everything. I was like, how can they make money to afford those bags, And I realized actually they do save, they save a lot of money. Yeah, it's probably fake too. Yeah, maybe 80% or 60%. Our producer is telling us, but I was very surprised. The fact that they save like month and month of salaries, like 3 months' salary to get one of those luxury bags. I mean, it's a sense of pride. I mean, they need to show it off probably.
I have this question then. You had 3 kids. I always kind of gave like a big present to my wife after each child. I mean, because she deserved it, right? And so first child, luckily that year, my son was born in 2019. And so 2019, I had like wave of like MC gigs that were coming in. And like for me, MC gigs are the extra money.
Right.
And so I bought her, the nice channel bag. And daughter came along and, again, bought that too. Did you receive any of that stuff? I feel like that's like a big Korean thing.
Is it? I've never heard of that.
Oh, your husband went French this time.
My husband, he went so French, very low. He's like, oh, 수고했어. That was it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Oh, snap. I heard they have stuff like this. So you have to buy a bag. You give him a bag or stuff like that.
Maybe,
and then even my dad.
Well, it's his birthday tomorrow. I'm going to ask him, no, I'm not giving you any birthday present. I need to receive something, right? Because you met me.
Let's talk, since, like, speaking of which, let's talk about Koreans' spending habits, because there is this sort of like,
Koreans,
let's show off.
Yeah, they do like talking. They do like to talk about money. They do like to spend money. And sometimes it's to a point that it's pretty, I said, not ridiculous, but I said like, wow, how can they spend that much money every day on like restaurants and going out? That's a lot, you know. And even just a casual greeting is like 밥 먹었어? You know, just did you have dinner? Or did you just like, oh, let's go 밥 먹자, or like let's grab something, you know?
How often do you dine out?
Almost never.
Really?
Yeah, almost never. Yeah, we cook at home.
That's the way.
The last time I went out with my husband, that was like, wow, I don't even remember.
Is it?
I mean, first finding a babysitter to keep the 3 kids at home, and then
You don't take the kids,
like,
all the kids together?
Oh, going out with the kids.
And
I thought
eat
you were saying like just couple.
Oh, no.
With the kids, yeah, we do, but not that often either. Yeah, not that often.
How many times in a month?
A month? Yeah, one time every 2 months.
Really?
Yeah, that's a
Really?
maximum. That's a maximum.
My producer is saying like their family never goes out to dine out. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
That's
it's
the
the
way to
only
go.
way you can save money.
I
mean, because when you go out, imagine you're 5, right?
Yeah.
It's at least, I mean, depends where you go. But if the kids, they want to have some meat or Korean barbecue, and I was like, it could hike up really, really fast.
But it's like throughout the week, we're eating house food, home food. And so I like, because it used to be back when like I was a kid, and then again, you know, struggle was real in the Lee family. But my dad still, every month, it was like on his payday, we go out for a barbecue.
Oh, that's nice.
So I know how special it was. So I do this every Saturdays if I'm home, if I'm not out partying with friends. I like to dine out, and I think it's a special moment. But so like stuff like that, you know how we were saying like things that you don't, you think it's not worth it, or and there's things that you just, you know, never hold back on. Food is one of them.
Yes, absolutely. I think so too. I mean, we order food sometimes at home because it's easier. It's, you know, going out, getting prepared and everything. That takes a lot of time. And by the time you're out, you're already starving. You're so hungry. So we just rather prefer to order food at home and just enjoy a casual dinner. That's sometimes what we do. I think, once a month, I think.
Magic Crazy over in Shy City says, is it true that Korean dads buy watches for their son-in-laws?
When they get married, I heard. Yes, they have that. It's not a tradition, but they can buy some very nice items for them. Yeah.
And my father-in-law didn't buy no watch. He's like the most traditional guy out there. How come I didn't get no watch? Actually, he got me something else. He got something else. I want to ask you this too, because now I'm starting to really get into it. You're really good with money, and you started very early, 16, right?
I mean, doesn't mean I have a lot of money, but
No. I think there's a difference between, I mean, it could be both ways, but still, like, being able to work out the finances smart.
It's very important. Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
Educating the kids, though, because again,
that's another
you live in Korea,
important.
you live Korea, and you have the showing off kind of culture.
Yeah.
I do this. My kid is like, you know, my kid. I think all my kids' friends think he's the richest kid.
Well, the showing off is really about, you know, materialistic things. So, for example, what car you're driving, you know, if you're the business, you have to have a certain age. They tell you not to start business when you're 20, but rather when you're 40, you know, because of the image, it keeps you, you know, you feel more respected and more reliable. So these are like the outside aspects of what you have to show if you're in a certain status.
So how do you teach your children not to do...
Like the show off thing and
to
like
flex so much. My kid is just out there going, look at my Pokemon cards. They're
Pokemon
gold.
cards are super expensive.
My kid's
Yeah?
got gold cards, and he's like, "Look at me,
Wow.
look at me. My daddy bought me this."
Just like, yeah.
Probably thinks daddy's the richest person. I'm not.
He probably does think that. What
How do
I
you teach your
what I
kids
do
money?
is like, okay, so there's something. I don't give them money for free. I don't give them pocket money just like that. I was like, okay, let's do the household chores together. Okay, laundry, just folding the laundry, doing something, and I would give like, this is kind of ridiculous. I would give $3 or $4 to my children.
For doing laundry?
For
That's
like,
big money.
For like, it's like 3,000원 or 4,000원. So it's like probably less. It's like $2 or something like that,
That's
right?
still though for
Yeah.
each chore that they do.
No, not each. For the whole thing that they do that weekend.
Oh, okay.
So if
okay,
it's like
okay.
it can start with like cleaning their room, doing the the folding
That's
of the laundry.
good.
I mean, give them like sometimes 5,000원, right?
That's good.
Okay. And what we do is sometimes we go to those supermarket or Daiso whatever,
Yeah.
and they know how much the prices are. It's like, so you've been working 3 hours and you got 5,000원, you can buy this, right? But I like them do mistakes too. They buy those little cheap toys that just break within an hour, and they're like, oh man, this is not worth it, right? I'd rather buy a more expensive, save the money and buy a more
Right.
expensive one that is more resistant. Those kind of things. That's pretty much how I do. But I don't have really like a way of doing it. It's just like being part of the family, doing those things. The reason why I start paying them for the things, like doing the home things with us, is that they just didn't want to be part of it. And I was like, this is, and so I had to give them an incentive. I don't really like the way of doing that way, but that was the only way the thing I could think of. So that's how it started. But do you give pocket money to your son?
I do. I
Yeah.
give him every week. We give him 5,001.
Okay.
But he's in preschool, right?
Wow,
and
that's
so
a
like,
lot for a month. So it's like $20 bucks every
20
month.
bucks,
Right.
and so like he has his little wallet, and
Yeah.
then he
Piggy
goes,
bank.
"Dad, I want to buy some Pokemon cards." I was like, "You got money?" He's like, "But you make more money." He does that. I was like,
Okay.
"Spend your, but what do you think that money is for? That's for you." He's like, "Yeah, but I gotta use this for arcade." I was like,
Oh.
so he's a
Yeah.
little slick with that
He's
stuff.
learning, yeah, he's
slick,
learning.
but I think it's important that you teach him the right way.
Yeah.
And I like that, giving them responsibility
Yeah.
and knowing how hard it is to make money.
Yeah, to show them. And last time I showed them, like the electricity bill and everything, I was like, Louis, this is worth more what you have and what you have saved, during all these 6 years in
yeah.
your account. He's like, is it really? So he started like turning off all the lights, like using less water. It was so funny.
I'm trying to teach my son why investing in those stocks was a good deal. I was like, you had this much money, and now you have this much money, but Trump came into office, and now you have this much money now. Olivia, fun stuff. Always fun to talk about money. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I'm sure the week will come back quick, and we'll see you again next Wednesday.
Thank you so much.